OK, some crack now. And other stories besides. Over the last 10 years, my next guest has become a regular fixture of both the Munster and the Irish national rugby team. From Cork, he has won 2 Heineken Cup finals with Munster and has played in all 3 of Ireland's recent Triple Crown victories, as well as their now legendary Grand Slam win. He also has, let's face it, a reputation as a bit of a prankster, but deserve it or not, he is undoubtedly the celebrated joker in the Irish pack. Would you welcome, please, Mr. Donncha O'Callaghan. And you're only in the door.
Yeah, sorry. That's
a step.
Yeah, exactly. I think Jedward did something to it.
They didn't put makeup on you or anything?
No.
No. Listen, welcome to the programme. It's good to have you here.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Because you've been kind of the unsung hero on this programme. There's been a number of people. Tommy Bowe's been here, Paul O'Connell, Alistair Campbell, Tony Blair's former advisor, all referenced you in ways that suggested you are a joker. Are you a joker, Donncha? Are you a messer?
Yeah, a little bit. I suppose it's probably something I'm trying to get away from, really. Probably something I used to mess an awful lot more, but when you get a little bit more responsibilities, you kind of cop on. So I suppose I am getting away from that. I suppose I did get an awful time the last time.
Yes, several times.
Yes, off all 3, but I actually got a good bit of ammo from, is it Margaret backstage who does the makeup? Yeah.
Yes, Margaret.
She was telling me it took 85 minutes to do Paul O'Connell's makeup.
Now, I have to defend Margaret's honour. I wonder, did she really tell you that?
Absolutely, yeah. I think that's 5 minutes longer than a game, but I asked her about Tommy Bowe, and I said, how long did Tommy Bowe take? And she said, actually, Tommy came with his own makeup.
Oh, yeah. By himself.
Exactly it. So we'll have to have a look.
We'll have to have a look at that. OK, well, let's examine the evidence, shall we? These are some of the stories that were told on this show by your friends and colleagues and so on.
Can we true or false this so really?
Well, indeed. Or
yeah,
you can
enough.
verify the evidence. One is, you brought ducks to a meeting.
Yeah, that one's true, unfortunately, yeah.
How and why?
I suppose we were down the Brafey house. It was pure out of boredom more so than anything else, Ryan. I suppose I was a bit younger. I wasn't in one of these senior players meeting that was going on at the time. So bored and with time to spare, I headed down to the pond and brought a box of cornflakes with me and started feeding the ducks. But I'd throw a bit out and I noticed it start coming towards me, so I threw another little bit out and they started to follow me a little bit. So I said, how far could I get this? And you were thinking it'd be quite funny if you could get it into someone like John Hayes' bedroom, but I was actually quite close to the meeting room. So the lad said next thing they saw was a handful of cornflakes and 12 ducks flying in the door. But as always, it was the ultimate backfire because I ended up having to clean up duck droppings for the rest of the afternoon.
That was your punishment.
Exactly, with Jerry Holland with me held by the ear. And ducks, after an awful lot of cornflakes, can tend to smell.
Yes, OK, they make a mess, right?
Yeah.
Well, listen, let's look at some of the other evidence, or allegations at least. One is that you had a pet lobster.
Yeah, that one's also true.
For God's sake. I was hoping.
I'm not helping myself away, trying to get away from this joker.
How do you adopt a lobster? Or?
Yeah, I suppose it was a bit of a lad's holiday in Spain, and we were out in a restaurant, and a few of the lads were on. I was on a bit of a development contract. A few of the lads were, splashing the cash, so it was lobster dinners. So I noticed on the menu that to buy lobster was something like €30, but to have it cooked was something like 42. So just for the crack, I thought, how funny would it be if they had to bring out a live lobster on the plate? So I said, could I have the lobster, please, live? And I just thought they'd tell me no, but eventually, it again, backfired. They came out with a tray and a little fella ready to go. So what do you do in a situation like that? Of course, it's your new pet and you befriend it, and we nicknamed it Pinchy and took it around with us for the rest of the holiday. Made a little bit of a lead out of 2 shoelaces, and he got a great response, but in the end he had to, roam free, and we left him back. So it was probably the most expensive lobster dinner I never had.
One of the other accusations made against you is this fake tan business. Are you or fake beds or whatever, sunbeds? Do you do all that?
No, I don't. I think people that say that, I'll be honest, I'm lucky. I'm from Cork. We've a bit of a tropical climate down there.
So it's all natural, is that what you're saying?
Exactly it. I suppose people in Cork do have, you know, the advantage of having great weather down there. Not only one of the country's, you know, our top 10 destinations on the lonely planet, but also a great climate. So, you know, no, I don't.
Is that your denial?
Yeah, it is completely. No, I've used them once with 2 other squad members on a...
Name and shame?
No, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it to Peter Stringer or David Wallace. I'm very sorry, lads. I'm sorry.
It just came out.
Yeah, exactly. Strings, they won't believe it.
No. Oh, they will. They will. Now, of course, you've played for Munster and for Ireland. Just to remind ourselves of one of your, I suppose, experiences on the pitch here, which some people will have seen.
Picture tells its own story, and Donncha O'Callaghan, it'll be a long, long time before he leaves this moment down.
And Wallace asking him, how the hell am I going to lift you? I am not lifting you.
Oh, I've seen it all now. I don't think the referee's not going to let him play on.
You can't play like this, please. One less, please. Go away. Let's go, keep the ball, yes? Blue 6. 6 blue. Break with this shot, thank you.
Well done, Donncha.
Nobody more relieved than David Wallace.
What a cheers for that.
Yeah. You know, there's moments in your life that you'd like to go back in a race. That's 100% top of my list, I suppose.
It's the bottom of the list for a lot of women in the audience.
I suppose, you know, people go on about, you know, your teammates to do anything for you and stuff like that. Well, exactly. My teammates left me there high and dry in a pair of jocks that were dodgy enough, to be fair.
Were they the team official jocks, or...?
No, they weren't. Paddy O'Reilly was able to help me out. He's our bagman, Rala, and he's well able to match stuff. So I think it was... But he never predicted an outcome like that, so...
no. But at least they were loyal colours.
Yeah, exactly, I suppose.
You could say that. I'd love the French referee go, you would not play like this!
Yeah, well, it was, to be honest, it was a bit of an awkward situation. I either stayed away from the lads on my own, which probably would have looked worse. I walked to the line-up, but I do get a kick out of a few of the lads' faces going into the line-ups, and a few of them asked me afterwards, were you doing that for the crack? And you're thinking, what kind of guy do they think I am here?
Well, we'll answer that question by telling everyone that you got married recently, or at least last December, I should say.
That's
and
right.
Who did you marry?
Yeah, I married Jenny. We'd been going out for 8 years, so I was, I'll be honest, I was dodging bullets, and it was high time I got my act together. So, yeah, we got married down in the Maryborough in Cork, and had a great day. Really enjoyed it.
And how is she? She's here to see. Welcome.
She is.
Nice to see her. And you went together, obviously, to Brian O'Driscoll's wedding at the summer.
Yeah,
how was that? Was that good crack?
Yeah, it's great. It's like, I suppose you could experience it yourself when you go to events after your own wedding. You start to pay a bit more notice. I don't want to sound like a pansy, but you were kind of giving it the, they went for the reading out of the Book of Ruth. Oh, lovely. And don't the flowers look great? And it was.
You were taking notes.
Exactly. It was a great day. I suppose we'd come back off the back of a tour, and that hadn't gone really well. And I'll be honest, when we headed to Leitrim, we thought people would be throwing rocks at us and rotten veg, but the reception we got down there was incredible, and it was just...
I don't think anyone would give you any disrespect for given the work you've done in the recent years.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, but they were incredible down there.
Good, so you got the love, you felt the love.
Exactly, yeah, it was great.
5 weeks ago, your life changed dramatically when a little lady arrived into the world.
Yeah. That's it.
And who is this?
Yeah, my daughter, baby Sophie, was born. So
congratulations.
Yeah, 5 weeks early. So
what big eyes you have!
Yeah,
she's gorgeous. And was that a huge moment for you when you saw her arriving?
Yeah, I suppose the whole chain of events that kind of involved.
What happened?
I was actually in Haiti at the time on a UNICEF field visit.
Yeah. And
I suppose I noticed the 2 missed calls from Jenny on the phone, and then the text message, can you give me a ring when you get a chance, which is alarm bells, really, you know. So I rang and got the classic, don't panic now, and what's the first thing you do? You start panicking. And
where were you at this point?
I was in New York at about 2 in the morning, so it was just trying to get home as quick as you can, really.
Was she going into labour at this
stage?
Yeah,
it was all game on, really, Ryan. It was all underway. So so it was. It's like that moment in Forrest Gump where he jumps off the boat, you know, and just starts swimming. It's how can I get from here to Cork as quickly as I can? And I suppose I was taking everything as small victories. The pilot came on and said, yeah, we're winds at our back. We should be home 15 minutes early. I was giving it great result. Yeah, exactly. Okay. I actually made it with 2 hours to spare, so I suppose I could have stopped on the road home and got a soup and a sandwich and kicked the feet up. Jenny was well in control of everything.
Well, congratulations, great news.
Yeah,
that's great.
Thanks.
Because there's a few of you in the squad now having babies. It's quite a fertile time for the team at the moment.
Yeah, it's like everything. It kind of goes in cycles.
Yeah.
You know, first it was like when the iPhone came out first, everyone wants one. Babies are popular in our squad at the moment, so there's 8 babies.
Sorry, the leap from iPhone to baby.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
No, it's good. It's good. You're putting it into context for a lot of men out there.
Yeah, exactly. So there's 8 babies in our squad at the moment, with 2 on the way. So. You know,
what's the gender balance?
Yeah, to be fair, there's only 2 of us with girls, so we're getting an awful time at the moment. Lads bringing in photos of their, you know, Alan Quinlan's bringing in photos of his young fella AJ with his top off, saying he'd be a fine young fella for your Sophie in time. So you have to put up with an awful lot of this stuff with guys like that. And then, of course, Paul O'Connell being competitive about how well his young fella Paddy's doing. Paddy can drink more milk than any other child in the world. And Paddy's leg length is off the chart, and Paddy is actually very advanced. Where typical Paul, he has to make everything a bit of a competition.
Now, to mention Haiti, you mentioned that you were over there for UNICEF at one point recently, and of course they do tremendous work, particularly in the area of children and so forth. What did you find there when you got there?
I suppose,
how was it for you?
You know, coming from a big family and being involved with rugby lads and stuff like that, you probably think you're hardened to stuff like this and it wouldn't affect you as much as it did. But I'll be honest, I was really humbled by the whole experience.
Right.
I took an awful lot of learning out of it from a UNICEF point of view, but just purely as well from myself, you know, just how privileged and lucky I am with the lifestyle I lead and the things that are great in my life. I suppose I felt terrible, I suppose, when we headed to Haiti. I was just on the back of a tour, and I remember actually having words with Paul McNaughton, the team manager, that there wasn't a double bed in my room to prepare for a test match, which, you know, I wasn't seeing. And then you go over there and you see families, you know, 8, 10 living in makeshift tents. It's just, it really is something that...
context, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It puts everything into perspective. That you know, there is really tough times here, but we are so lucky, and I suppose if we can help out in any way we can. I know UNICEF are running a massive campaign where they're asking everyone for €1 at the end of October, start of November. It's going to be a great campaign, and it'd be great if people could get behind it. It's not a whole lot to ask for, €1 that can really help people.
I want to remind people, as well as all the family stuff, the jokers, the pet lobsters. There is one of the great rugby players of our time with us tonight in your good self, and you've contributed to the happiness of the nation and of your province through your efforts on the field.